It's your returning champion, Elgintensity, aka Trapsadamus, Seer of Gains and Prophesier of Roasts. September was a terrible month for the Vinces of fitness. No, not Vince G, even though every month is bad when you're Vince G. I'm talking about Vince Sant and Vince Delmonte. Vince Sant, or V-Shred, went from getting a shredded V for copying Athlean-X's content to getting a bulging disc from picking up a 10-pound object. I didn't know his makeup bag weighed that much. This incident proves that Vince Sant shouldn't have a baby. Not only will he just pass on his retard genes, but he's too weak to pick one up anyway. Next we have Vince Delmonte, who recently started promoting a $100 pre-workout. He has a cheaper version available, but it's also an underdosed piece of shit. Most of you have figured this out by now, but don't pay $4 per serving for a pre-workout. Just drink coffee or buy the ingredients in bulk. Delmonte's pre-workout might seem like a ripoff to most of us, but some people out there will still fall for it. You don't need everybody to be a customer, you just need enough morons to buy your bullshit. That's how Kaepernick got his Nike deal. Let's hope YouTube's bots didn't hear that joke so I can still make money on this video. The first question comes from Benjamin Dines 911, who asks, do you know if the dick kicker is in jail? Last I heard, Charles was going to press charges. The Charles he's referring to is the guy who got kicked in the dick and balls for deadlifting at a BuzzFit. Of the people I've mentioned in this video so far, he's the only one who made sacrifices for his beliefs. Anyway, the guy who identified the dick kicker hasn't told me anything, and I don't think Charles has said anything either. If Jacques the kicker did end up in jail, everybody would have made a YouTube video about it by now, so I'm gonna say nothing new has happened. Next question is from Yella2AWG, who asks, Trap Lord Odinswole, I enjoy my office trousers tapered, but my quads beg to differ. What are the better options when it comes to accommodating my leg gains? Based on your Instagram posts, you primarily wear flat front pants. Get pleated pants, they give you a little more room in your quads. Also, you don't have to taper your pants all the way from the thigh, you can taper them from the knee only. If that doesn't work, get your pants made to measure. You'll need quite a bankroll for this, but pants that fit are worth it. Randy St. Boner asks, yeah, are those Facebook mud run types worse as CrossFitters? Boy asks, are Spartan races as bad as the CrossFit Games? In all my years as a YouTube troll, I've never roasted anyone for doing a Spartan race or a mud run. That's probably because nobody really gets snapped up at those things. Those events might seem lame because CrossFitters like them, but they're not much different from Ninja Warrior. So this is one of those situations where you need to hate the player and not the game. Bill Bellamy, I remember you, asks, what's your thoughts on those lawyers on YouTube that review TV shows? I'm glad I'm not the only one getting that shit in my YouTube recommendations. That and why Amazing Spider-Man is worse than I thought. I don't watch Spider-Man clips and I definitely don't watch lawyer clips. It's almost like YouTube decides who gets the views. Those videos are mainly for lay people, so I'm not interested in watching them. Lawyers already know how TV and film studios use artistic license to make our jobs look more entertaining, and I don't blame them. I do, however, find it funny that there are lawyers on YouTube making reaction videos, because it just goes to show you that all we're good for is breaking down shit that other people like. Lieutenant Jack O'Neill asks, do you have any beef with Robert Frank? You guys not good anymore? Asking if I have beef with someone is like asking if there's a zombie outbreak in your neighborhood. Trust me, you'll know. I make fun of him sometimes, just like I make fun of my other friends. There's nothing wrong with that, and if you want to be my friend, you have to put up with a lot of that. JS Armlifting asks, at what point, if any, do you think a lifter should begin to implement things like bands, chains, etc.? If you're a raw lifter, you can make gains without accommodating resistance. If your gym has those implements, you can try them occasionally, but you can get plenty far with just straight weight, so why complicate things? I sometimes do band pull-aparts with the Elite FTS Red Mini Band, but I don't use it with weights. Ethan Stum asks, brief MGK and Eminem evaluation? MGK didn't stand a chance. I knew Eminem was gonna win that the moment I found out about this beef. First, I don't understand why so many people got caught up on the "your beard is weird" line from Rap Devil. Whoop-de-fucking-do, he brought up some obscure line from an Eminem song. I don't know why that's so savage to some people. I get it, he's saying Eminem's old and needs to disappear, but your opening line has to be much stronger than that. It shouldn't be some obscure reference from 2002. MGK also complimented Eminem way too much. You're not supposed to do that. It's a diss track, and we know he's more successful. Eminem's kill shot was better, not just lyrically, but in approach. He basically showed everyone that he's the sun, and MGK is the ant. I'd rather be 80-year-old me than 20-year-old you was better than MGK's entire song. You might disagree regarding the lyrics, but you can't disagree regarding the money. Eminem's Kamikaze debuted at number 1, Machine Gun Kelly's Binge sold about 22,000 copies. When the basis for your diss track is that someone's old and washed up, then that person outsells the fuck out of you, you lost. Swole Beef asks, does cigar smoking negativity affect gains? People telling you to stop smoking a cigar because it stinks has little to no effect on your gains. If you meant negatively, same answer. It's all about moderation. My friend Steve Shaw smokes cigars and he hasn't gotten weaker because of it. Unless you drop a loaded barbell on your neck because you smoked a cigar with so much nicotine that you got lightheaded on the bench press, then smoking a cigar will probably not affect your gains negatively. Trevor Johnson 94 asks, if you could become Cali Muscle, V Shreds, or Brad Castleberry, who would you pick and why? This must be an early Halloween question. I'll become V Shreds for Halloween. Jesse can show me how to style my hair, and instead of going out that night, I can stay home and watch Athlean-X while doing back rehab. CHGJ2000 asks, do you think sometime in the somewhat near future, you will have enough passive income to stop being a lawyer and have YouTube/merch as your main source of active income? I can live very comfortably on the money I make as Infinite Elgintensity, but I would never stop being a lawyer. Being a lawyer is more secure than being an entrepreneur. The most I would do is go solo or just find a job that doesn't require as many hours. If I did that, I wouldn't want to spend more time on YouTube. I'd spend more time on merch, affiliate marketing, and coaching, but not shitty-ass YouTube. Unless I found somebody who could match my savagery, I'd just upload 1 to 3 videos a month on YouTube as usual, and produce any new content outside of YouTube. Alex asks, should I buy a workout program from Athlean-X? All his videos have a somewhat bait title, but once you're watching it, he does research what he talks about. First of all, there's no such thing as somewhat bait. There's no bait unless there's misdirection or gross exaggeration. Writing an enticing title is not somewhat bait. That's kind of the point of a title. Why would you write a title that nobody wants to click? To finally answer your question, you can't go wrong with an Athlean-X program. But if you're a newbie, you can probably come up with your own program just by watching Jeff's videos. Fedamata3 asks, which are your favorite watches? Do you wear one for lifting? And Christopher Brook asks, what's your favorite brand and type of watch? I don't wear a watch when I lift. The shock from lifting weights is bad for mechanical watches. I don't wear a quartz or smartwatch either, I just check the time on my phone. My favorite type of watch is a GMT, and my favorite watch right now is a Rolex Sky Dweller in rose gold. Michael asks, is it weird to bring your own plates to the gym? They don't have 2.5 pound plates. Doing starting strength and 10 pound jumps are too much for my OHP. There's nothing wrong with bringing 2.5 pound plates to the gym. Unless they're fake weights, because each of those plates weighs about 2.5 pounds. If you go to a smaller gym, you might be able to get the manager to buy those plates. I used to go to a small community gym, and I left a note in the suggestion box asking for foam rollers and bands because I wanted to use them for warm-ups. The manager bought them within the week. If you go to a big chain gym, they're probably just going to ignore you. If you go to a small gym, it all goes down in the suggestion box. Okay, fuckaroonies, it's time for the lawyering round. Let me adjust my glasses of lawyering. Roberto Cacon asks, lawyering round question. You have only 2 options. What you choose must be completed. I know the rules to my own game, Cacon. Would you train Boulder to become a world-class fighter while training with him and realizing your maximum speed? Or would you lift like a scared cat for the rest of your life? I choose the first option. Boulder is some dumbass I roasted in a Gym Idiots video about 2 years ago, and he's somehow still a meme in my Facebook group. I'll train him to be a world-class fighter. You didn't say which planet, so I choose Bizarro World, the only place where I would help a moron like him instead of roasting him, and where you can get to the top by punching like this. Cash Hajic, you long-winded motherfucker. A wild lawyering question appears. Dear Traplord, you have 3 options. 1. Defend Tess Holliday in a case where every single U.S. citizen who's diagnosed with diabetes sues her and claims she's responsible for their illness. Every individual was diagnosed by a licensed doctor, has written evidence of the diagnosis, and if you lose the case, you have to take the moderator role on EDDF's channel and censor every single swear word for the next 12 years. 2. Sponsor the CrossFit Games out of your own pocket, assuming Reebok drops them tomorrow. You have no say in what or how anything is done, you just provide the requested funds for them. The sponsoring contract lasts 10 years and can't be terminated no matter what. Almost like this question. 3. Get a random medical condition where you have to throw yourself downstairs in an effort to get work done more quickly. You also have to do all your pull-ups kipping. You can't use any other method to reach the lower floor, so no elevators, escalators, ropes, etc. The stairs are always made out of a hard material and aren't padded, and every set of your kipping pull-ups must be recorded and posted on your social media while glorifying CrossFit and obesity acceptance. I choose option 3. You said I have to do my pull-ups kipping, but I don't do pull-ups, so there's nothing for me to kip. That's like saying Tess Holliday has to put on her normal-sized clothes by herself. What normal-sized clothes? I also have no problem throwing myself downstairs, meaning jumping somewhere suddenly and landing with a lot of force on each step feet first. You should have defined the medical condition such that I'd be Tess Holliday's size. I can't land on a step feet first if I break right through it. Like the video and subscribe to the channel, now.
Everybody drugs them bodies sometime. Everybody tries the gear somehow.